Hello and good evening to Houston Martin and Jason Armstrong. How's it going this evening? I am Larry Soulcactus. Welcome to my live stream. No, actually, at the moment, I don't own any cowboy boots, come to think of it. I don't own a lot of cowboy wear, come to think of it. Hey, consumer. Hey, Casey. What's up, Justin? Or Jason, I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm just here for the Star Wars poster on your wall. Alright, man, well, get a good look. Hey, K-Dog, good evening. What's happening? How was your day, dude? Was it good? Do you have a good day, K-Dog? Cool, man. Cool, Houston. I love jazz too. Hey, Village Weirdo. It's all relative. It's all, you know, in the eyes of the beholder. I've always been a big SG fan, but I get why, I mean, I grew up playing Les Pauls. I just don't feel like playing a 9-pound guitar anymore. I could see how some people think the tone of an SG is a bit more nasally or brighter than an LP. I've heard some LPs brighter than some SGs, to be honest. So, again, it just goes back to personal taste. That's the great thing about Guitar Gear. It's like Baskin 31 flavors of ice cream. There's something for everybody. Anybody play any heritage guitars? Speaking of Gibson, that's like the guitar company that was sold off to a bunch of Gibson employees in Kalamazoo, and they renamed it Heritage, and they used like all the original machines and whatever to build like Les Pauls and 335s and stuff like that, knockoffs. They look good, but some people can't get over like the weird headstock. It's kind of like thin, 3-on-3. I don't know if anybody's ever checked out any heritage guitars on here. Doyle Bramhall II was playing one for a while. You have a Fender Telecaster, Houston? That's cool. What kind of amp you got? Is the Telecaster American made, or is it Mexican, Japan, or something else? Cool. Football and hockey are both cool. Nothing wrong with either of those. Not going to really discuss either of those here. Hey man, as long as you got something to play on, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what it is. So if you would, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. If you guys could help me out, get me to that goal, I'd greatly appreciate it. Anybody taking any private guitar instruction, just out of curiosity, I wanted to talk a little bit about that today because I was talking with someone who's kind of like going from beginner to intermediate in their skill set, and they want to get better, and they asked me for my advice, and I'm like, you need private guitar instruction one-on-one, not like YouTube shit. I mean, like, either Skype a lesson with a real instructor or meet someone in your own town, physically, face-to-face. That's what you need. How do you know if you're getting a good instructor? Excellent question. I'm glad you asked. You'll know you're getting a quality instructor by the things that they go over. If they can tell you things like the names of the strings, all the parts on your guitar, if they can talk to you about various guitars and effects and amplifiers and all that kind of stuff, but they can also talk to you and teach you about music theory. Do they know their scales, their major, their minor pentatonics? The blues scale and the jazz scale are the same scale, and that goes along with your major and minor pentatonics. Do they know diatonics? Do they know major and minor modes? All of that kind of stuff. Do they know chord progressions? Do they know how to solo? You know, can they play slide guitar? Can they teach you that? You may have to go to a separate instructor for that. I know I did. I've had many different instructors over the years, and some of them are better than others, unfortunately. That's the way it goes with everything. Hey TJ, how you doing? You got an Epiphone SG? Is it a Junior or is it like 2 humbuckers? Junior would have a single P-90 like this. Like my high school guitar teacher out here in Arizona was excellent. Like that guy gave me gold, solid gold. That guy gave me all the tools I could ever possibly need and more in order to succeed as going out and being a giggable musician. So like I feel confident that I can basically go out and play with just about anybody and hold my own. That's where I'm coming from. So my advice to you, if you're, looking for private instruction or you want to get better, that's the way to do it. I mean, there are some guys out there that are self-taught that are really, really amazing guitar players, and there is nothing to be taken away from them. Kudos to them for figuring it out themselves. But if you really need, you know, you're stuck, you're plateaued, you know, you've reached a certain level, and you want to level up, like in a video game, take a private lesson. Go to your local guitar center or your local mom and pop shop that offers private guitar lessons, and see what they got to offer in terms of instructions. I'm sure there's just more than one, unless it's a really small shop. Where I used to instruct in Old Town Scottsdale, and there was me and like 2 other guitar instructors. So there was always like a resident like blues rock guy, or like a resident like jazz fusion guy, a resident country guy, or a resident like alternative rock guy, or whatever. Like, they would pit you with your interests. So like, if you were hell-bent on learning a lot of Eric Clapton and blues and stuff like that, they would hook you up with me. If you wanted to learn jazz or whatever, there was another instructor that would be, you'd get hooked up with him. And that's the way it would go at the shop. They went, you know, if it was a pure beginner, it was sometimes like first come, first serve. Or, you know, like if someone needed a student to fill out their roster, they would get that student. And there's a lot of techniques to playing guitar, so don't feel like you have to master all of them. You're never going to master all of them. I don't give a shit who you are and what you do. But you can become decent at doing what it is that you want to do. You know, if your dream in life is to be like, I want to play the opening lick to Politician by Cream, Godspeed. Nothing wrong with that. You know, but if you like want to learn how to play songs from start to finish, and you want to learn how they were constructed, or you can deconstruct them with your teacher, then I still recommend private lessons, one-on-one instruction. Because even though you may watch a YouTube video on how to play a certain song, that person is not going to explain to you where the band or that artist is coming from on how they wrote that song and why they made the choices that they made. But someone like me, who has a lot of education, will be able to tell you, like, I can tell you why you made those choices. Or, you know, it probably was a stupid mistake or something that happened in the room at the time. But I may be able to give you an explanation as to where somebody else can't. And vice versa. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't claim to be. Hey Blake. Yeah, I know Pride and Joy. I played it better in a short video. You should check that out on my channel. So anyways, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight, was like, if you're stuck at that like certain plateau and you want to get better at, it doesn't matter if it's guitar or something else, you know, talk to some people, you know, try and seek out some new information, see what you can come up with. And that applies to anything in life. The more points of view you get, the better determination you can make to what works for you. And again, what works for you may not work for somebody else like me. All right. Well, I hope this has been educational and knowledgeable for you guys about looking out for private instruction. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Trying to get to 3,000 subscribers on the channel. If you guys want, you can check out my Patreon page and become a member there at Larry Soulcactus. You can purchase songs and whatever of my original works there as well. And private lessons will be offered there too. All right. Be cool, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Thanks.